Hello and welcome to Sweet Pea Sewing. I'm Caroline and today I am going to talk about my dress plans for the summer that fit in with my wardrobe retired, reset, restyled. So I hope you'll join me for that. Now, before I get into my dress plans, I'd like to ask everybody a question. I have heard about using a yoga waistband in skirts and pants and shorts for sewing that sounds like it's way more comfortable than the elastic that normally most patterns recommend. And I'm just wondering if people could give me some feedback on that. I was looking on Amazon. I see this one brand here, 2-inch white knit elastic spool. Do you use 2-inch or do you use 3-inch? Is it something that is commonly done? Do you just sew the elastic on to the top of the pants and that's it? You gather it around along the bottom and just do it up at the back? Let me know. I'd really like your feedback on which size you use, what brand you use. Do you get it off Wawak maybe or Amazon? And then how you actually sew it to the pants. I'd really appreciate your feedback on that. Thank you. Previously, I had talked about doing a separate video on my summer dress plans because I have 4 of them that I'd like to make up over the next month or so. I'm really doing well on my other plans, the ones that I talked about in my prior video, the pants and the tops. I haven't started the jacket or the jumpsuit yet. Definitely going to get to those, but let's talk about the dresses. So, first up, because I recently became a member of Seamworks, I really want to try and use as many of their patterns as I can. And I did make the Max pants, and I'll talk to you further about that in a future video. But I really was impressed with their instructions, just so easy to follow and well laid out. So I'm going to give the Benning dress a try. It just is a beautiful flowy summer dress, looks really easy from what I can see, and lots of fabric choices with it. It's, let's see, V-neck dress. I love V-neck looks on me. It has a relaxed fit and 2-tiered skirt, perfect for playing with color blocking prints and textured fabrics. So what I'm going to give this a try with, actually, I've been bouncing this duvet cover around, I think, since one of my very earliest videos with my Make 9. I keep changing my mind, partly because I really like it. And so I'm afraid of cutting it, even though I found almost identical shirting fabric at Fabricland. Fabricland is a big national chain here in Canada, which reminds me, Happy Canada Day. That's why I have reddish. This is actually quite rusty color, but it's as close to red as I have in my wardrobe right now. And last night we went to fireworks, and later today we're going to a parade. So happy Canada Day to all the other fellow Canadians who may be watching this, as an aside. Okay, now, so on to this thrifted duvet. Really, really like the stripes. So I think what I'm going to do with this, because as I've looked at the seam work, a whole bunch, I've gone on Instagram and so many beautiful versions of it. But one that I really liked was doing a number of people have done stripes across the top and then straight down in the middle and then horizontal stripes again. So I'm going to try that, and I think it'll be a fabulous dress, and one that I can easily wear just home or out and about. It falls into those categories that I like the most, category 3 and 4, which is, you know, casual at home, but not doing anything that would ruin what you're wearing, or dressed up a little bit out and about, which is category 4. Yeah, so I think that'll fit in well. I have so many fabrics from my crazy initial fabric buying spree. This actually on the model right here is just a thrifted piece of beautiful fabric. I think that it was used as a tablecloth because it had a hole in it. But this probably represents very well the kind of fabrics that I was crazily buying in the beginning, not paying attention to my color palette or how I would use them or anything. So I have a lot of like rayon-like fabrics like this, and I'm really gonna have to strategically figure out what I want to use them for, because really I just don't know. This is not the kind of fabric that I would just throw on and wear. I don't like to go out and be able to be seen from 5 miles away kind of idea. So I think with a lot of these fabrics, I'm going to be using them as tops. And this top that I'm wearing is a ready to wear that I thrifted, and really like it. So let's carry on to the next dress. Now, I had spoken about this pattern in my previous video. I had got it recently at Fabricland. It was on for $4, McCall 7387. And this look is very much similar to one that I had on my mood board. And I'll show a picture of that here. It's got the dropped shoulders and the shirt dress look and the collar. So I think I can really make use of it. I think most likely I will be doing View E. The only difference that I can see between View E and View D is View D's got a bit of a scooped back, and I prefer the straight look of View E. Here's the line drawings again on that. You can see that View E has more of a straight look. I just prefer that. It just looks like on View D, it's got little shoulder hemming at the very end, where View E is just straight cut there. Anyway, I'll have a look at it, adjust it as I want to, but you know, one of the things that I've been finding with my figure, and I've said this before, since I retired late last year, I've slowly been losing a bit of weight, and my figure is not returning to my 40-year-old figure. Why I thought it would. I just thought that I would maybe get more of a waist or whatever, but my tummy seems to be one of the very last things that's going down, and I'm kind of rectangular shaped. It's not there's not a lot of definition between my bust, my waist, and my hips. There are only about an inch difference between all of them. So what I find is that I really need to look for dresses that are comfortable to wear in that respect. They're not too tight fitting around the waist. I think the Benning definitely would qualify in that respect because it's got the lovely high empire waist. And I think this McCall 7387 would be good too. I probably wouldn't wear a belt or anything with it. I just would let it fall straight down as a shirt dress. But if I get a waist, I could wear a belt. And actually, sometimes a belt helps, but I don't like belts, probably because I have a bigger tummy and they get uncomfortable, right? So very often with the independent companies, the instructions are fabulous, and I've never had an issue. So I'm not too worried about using my new fabric as opposed to my thrifted fabric for these patterns that the independent companies. But with the big four, I haven't found them too bad. They definitely can differ from pattern to pattern, but I want to use a thrifted fabric first on this McCall 7387, just to make sure that you know, the collar comes in okay and all that kind of stuff. So the first fabric, the toile, the wearable toile, is this striped fabric. Again, it's a very similar striped fabric. And actually, when I held this striped fabric up to my husband, I said, what do you think about this in this dress? He said, it looks like pajamas. So this is one of the reasons I thought, well, I will make the stripes this way and then this way and that way. It'll look less like pajamas. So I'm hoping this doesn't look too much like a big long night dress. Do you think that could happen? Anyway, I'll wear it. I think it'll look okay. I don't think it'll look like a big long night dress. I could just, see me maybe in it with one of those hats with the old-fashioned night dress. Hopefully not, but it is a toile, so we'll see. Now, if that all works out, I would have loved to have actually found some fabric similar to the geometric design that the model is wearing here. But I did find this fabric, and this actually is kind of like reminiscent of this, don't you think? This black and white. Now, this is I think it's a cotton poplin. And the fabrics that it says are suggested fabrics: cotton blends, gingham, linen, chambray, crepe. So this cotton lawn, sorry, did I say cotton poplin? Whatever. You know what I'm talking about. It's not a cotton poplin. It doesn't have that sheen, heavier look on it. It's more like a cotton lawn. And this again was purchased from Fabricland. So I think it'll look really nice in this. I think it's very similar. And again, I think it'll elevate it quite a bit. So I'm excited about that. I'm excited about both of these fabrics, actually. The night dress and the final version. Let's move on to dress number 3. My third option, my third dress, because I'm really set on these patterns. As I've said before, I change my mind a lot, but that's usually about the fabric. And I have to tell you, I have decided and undecided every single one of these fabrics here. Same with a lot of the fabrics that I showed in my initial summer plans video wardrobe. I've come up with different ones. I just think it through and then I go, no, that'll be better. Anyway, let's hope these fabrics hold. So the lyric dress is my third option, my third choice, not option. I have made the lyric dress twice before. It is such a fabulous pattern. I just love it. And I'm going to make it in the sleeveless version. And again, as I've said before, I'm all about sleeveless. I don't care what my arms look like. I'm trying to do some improvement there, but I'm wearing sleeveless. This is 2 meters, and this fabric here, this is a rayon linen blend, again from Fabricland. It isn't, some of the colors are definitely not quite my color palette, but I've got so much and I've got to use it up that we're just going for it. But I think it'll look nice. And we're going on a trip to Hawaii in September, and I'm just thinking this could be a nice option to take, especially in the sleeveless. I'm going to do the more straight A-line one rather than the gathered. Again, partly because of the look of it, and partly because I'm limited in fabric. I think it calls for 2.2. Let me just quickly look here. For the dress with the flared skirt, it calls for 2 3/8 yards, and this is 2 meters. Now that is for a size range of 14 to 24. And if I remember correctly, I think I was a 16 in this. So I'm thinking, well, if it's that much of a size range and the fabric is 2 3/8 yards, I should be good with 2 meters, especially because I'm not going to be doing any sleeves. So I think that'll look quite pretty. Yeah. Okay, let's go on to our final dress choice. Now, the Cashmere Hamden dress is a dress that is on my Make 9, which I am sadly lacking. and I doubt I'll be making all of them. I'd like to, but now I can see why people don't like to get locked into patterns on their Make Nines, because your choices change so much throughout the year and so many new patterns come out, and so we'll see where I get to with my Make Nine, but I definitely will do Make Nine again next year, but I will make different choices. It'll be more about styles or skills or things like that rather than the specific Make Nine. But Cashmerette, great company, pattern company. I am an All Access member. They just released a fabulous new pattern today, a boxy crop sleeveless top, and I am downloading that baby and making it. It is very cute, very cute. Kind of similar to Stylark's Bonnie top, but Cashmerette has, I know Whitney from Tomcat Stitchery has a sew-along, so that right there sells me on it, because I have followed her sew-alongs before, and I will be doing the new, I can't remember the name of it. I'll put the name of the Cashmerette, the brand new Cashmerette pattern that just fell. Seamworks has 2 new patterns out as well today, and I'll put those up as well. A dress and a skirt, I believe. I had just a quick look, and those look so nice too. So I'll put those up quickly as well. But let's talk about my 4th choice, so the Hamden dress. Now, you may be wondering, why am I not using any of these striped fabrics for this dress? And I've gone back and forth on it. And I think when I actually talked about this in my Make 9, I actually did hold up this fabric. And this thrifted duvet, it's got a very wide stripe on the other side. But I just, if I want to wear it all the time, it's not form-fitting per se, but it is more form-fitting than these other ones, in my opinion. So I just want a dress that with the stripes isn't as form-fitting. Does that make sense? I hope it makes sense. Even though the model looks fabulous in it, but I just don't want any attention to the tummy or anything. You get what I'm saying. So I have chosen this very pretty, again, it's cotton. Is it cotton lawn? It might be cotton lawn, actually. It's got a little bit of a heavier weight to it, and it's got that feel of a bit of sheen, so I think it might be. But I've had this in my stash since I started buying fabrics madly. It was maybe one of my better choices, or less bright choices, shall we say. The colors are in my color palette, so I think it'll look nice. So it's something that I'll wear that is a bit more subdued, so I would wear it more often. I feel like it isn't that bright red or bright orange that's sort of like, whoa, look at that person over there. Yeah, so if you haven't made any Cashmerette patterns, definitely look into them. You can do the 1 month membership and download the one pattern for that month. There's just a lot of options, but I just love this company, even though they are designed for larger busts typically, and I'm actually between, I'm like a low B, I would call it, not quite an A, but a low B, B minus maybe. Is there such a thing? Anyway, I'm about a B minus. It's not in comparison to the rest of my body, and I've made a couple of their things, and they all fit beautifully, just beautifully. You can do, they have, I think it's an AB cup. Am I remembering that correctly? Is that them, or is that Love Notions? Because Love Notions is also fantastic with their bust options. I can't remember, but whether you're large busted or small busted, Love Notions and Cashmerette are fantastic pattern companies for that. So that is my final choice for dresses. So I would love to hear back if you have made any of these. The Benning McCall's 7387, the Lyric Dress by Love Notions, and let me know which version you made, whether you made it sleeveless, if you made the sleeveless, and the Cashmere Hamden dress. I'm so excited because I love dresses so much, and I really don't have a lot of dresses. Most of the dresses that I have, as I've mentioned before from my video on my wardrobe clear out, I have a bunch from Hawaii. So, which are lovely dresses, but they're not something you always want to wear every day. So excited about these 4 dresses. Yeah, so that's everything that I have for you today. At the end of the video, I'll put in just a couple of quick clips, fireworks from last night and a bit about the parade, so you can see how we celebrate Canada Day and what different things we do. So I hope you'll enjoy that. Happy sewing. Look forward to seeing you again. Bye-bye.